Good evening. What the fuck? Why am I this again? Damn it. What is this? What is this bouncing on the screen? Oh. Why is that the thing for subs now? Oh my god, I've gone for a week and everything goes apeshit. What the hell just happened? Hey, Ayla. Thank you for the resub. I'm assuming that's what that alert was. Alerta. Okay, let me play the clip. Hold on. Let me play the clip. Oh, you can't hear it. The music's too loud. Oh, holy shit. Alright. Well, cool. Okay. So hey, I've been gone for how long now? A week? More than a week. My last day here was last Tuesday, so I've been gone for 9 days. Hello. I'm back. I was away on vacation last weekend. And then when I got back, I was too tired to start streaming when I wanted to, and I just needed time to rest up. But I'm here. We're gonna get one more stream in. We're gonna get one stream in this week. I will do my best to make sure that's not the case next week as well. But yeah, I'm here. Day to day, there's not much to say about the time I was away and about what's been going on. Work just kind of immediately kicked back in when I got back. I'm exhausted because I climbed a bunch of stairs and in a short period of time. And my vacation was kind of just, you know, it was chill. I just spent time with my friends, and that's kind of it. There really isn't a whole lot else to say. Like nothing worth mentioning has really happened the last week. Like while I was on vacation. New Pope dropped. That's cool, I guess. He's from Chicago, which is where I'll be going at the end of this year again. And yeah, that's kind of it. That's kind of all worth mentioning. There really hasn't been a whole lot happening, and like trying to scrape through everything to find something to talk about is kind of pointless. Here, let me play what I was gonna play. Volume's really low.
Wow, you got the Tetris! Wow, you're the best! Woo! Woo! Tetris!
The one thing that sucks about the volume situation here, because now I have to turn it down to play the next song. That's way too loud. Doom Switch icon is so sick, and I'm glad they went with that as opposed to the box art of the PS4 X-Bone version. Yeah. So I had these. I had that already. I have most of what's on here. I was messing around with this because I didn't have these digital game cards loaded on my system for some reason. Also, this music is still too loud. See, this is the problem with audio on my computer. It's just like things are either too loud or too quiet. Yeah, I don't actually have these downloaded. I bought these a long time ago. It just said the digital game cards weren't loaded on my system. So I was like, well, that's weird. Why aren't they registered in my system? Because you could have them registered and not downloaded. So I did that. I also re-downloaded Shantae Half Genie Hero because I wanted to test something, because apparently people were having issues with their save data from digital game cards. I downloaded this completely from the digital game card screen, and I had no issues. My save data was still there, so I don't know what happened. Anyway, tonight we're going to be playing. We're going to be doing Tetris Forever. I got my physical copy of this on Tuesday. I am still going to do Metal Gear Solid 2, but I figured I'd start with this since I'm in such a... Things are so messy right now. Yeah, that's kind of it. I mean, again, I spent time with my friends this past weekend. I do, it did lead me to think about a few things, though, and I will say, I've kind of come to a decision while I was away this past weekend. I think it's time for me to, dial back on the cons, the conventions. Anthrocon and Midwest Fur Fest, I'm gonna still try to do every year, but I think starting now, obviously starting when Anthrocon comes up in a month and a half, but starting now, I think for at least a few years, I'm probably not gonna do any other conventions for now. And there's a bunch of reasons why. One is that I'm using up way too much PTO. I think once I put in for Anthrocon, I have no days left. So I'm going to have to build those back up for MFF at the end of the year. which I should have more than enough of by that point, but it's the fact that, like, I'm kind of riding very close to the edge on how many days I can ask for off. Not that I particularly care what my job thinks about it, but, I mean, you know, I have to do it or else I'm not going to be able to keep the job and get paid. And also, you know, every con I go to, that's like a whole paycheck I'm spending. So, it's just, you know, it's a lot of money. If I do, between the end of 2023 and the beginning of 2025, I did, like, 7 conventions. Now, I'm not saying I spent the same amount at all of them, but, like, 7 paychecks, that's like 25% of my yearly pay. That's a lot of money to be spending on cons. And while I don't mind spending the money, it's just, I don't know. It feels like there's some diminishing returns with the conventions. I'm not having as much fun as I used to at them. There's actually a pretty weird thing that I feel kind of, like, left out when I'm at them half the time. There's like a period, there's always a period every single convention where I'm just like, oh, I'm alone right now, and there's nothing for me to do, and I feel really left out and alone. And I think a lot of that is because I have friends that are fairly popular and you know, successful in their lives, and they tend to have crowds around them at all times. And I think being jealous of them and envious of them is not a great way to, you know, live. So, I don't know. I'm thinking that maybe I could use some of the time and money I'm saving by not going to conventions to, you know, better myself and do other things. It's not like I'm not doing any vacations. I'm still going to 2 cons a year if I do this. And I'm still, you know, I'm still going to be able to go on other breaks. I'm just thinking of cutting back on the convention specifically for now. And it's not forever. I think it might only be for, like, maybe 1 to 3 years. And I'll gradually work other conventions back in on, like, maybe a semi-yearly basis. I don't know. For all I know, I could become rich tomorrow from the lotto or something, and then never work again and go to every convention ever. Who knows? I might go back on that immediately, but I think that it is important that I maybe take a few steps back here and try to, you know, do some other stuff. Maybe do things that don't involve staying in a hotel all weekend. My recent outings with friends have definitely taught me that. Hope I could still see you at one again sometime. Of course! I'll definitely see you again, Ayla. Hey, Karma. Glue. Oh, man, you cannot hear them because of the music. And back, by the way? Well, so am I. I'm back from vacation. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of the main thing I wanted to talk about, and if the beginning of the stream wasn't so messed up, I would have brought it up a little quicker. But yeah, it's just, you know, less cons. I'm not saying I'm never gonna do. I'm not saying that even in this next, like, few years, I'm not saying I'm not gonna only do 2. There's a couple of local ones like Furrydelphia and the new one Forget About It that started in New Jersey. If my local friends want to go to those, I'll still go to them. But in terms of traveling, I think it's just gonna be AC and MFF for now, and they work out perfectly. One's in July, one's in December, opposite ends of the year. It's great. I get 2 breaks. And I mean, like, the thing is, even that's still a lot for me. I'm used to only doing 1 vacation a year. 2020, or 2019, 2020, 2021, I only got 1 con out of each of those years. And then, the thing is, I just kept ramping it up afterwards and adding more and more. So it just got to be, like, expensive and a lot, and I don't know, I feel like the appeal is kind of wearing off, and I'm just, you know, it's a lot of reasons. It's a lot of reasons altogether, but I think ultimately it's going to be for the best. It's not, you know, the end of anything. It's just a goodbye for now. And I'll come back someday to it. But, you know, that's all well and good. I'm here now, and this absolute mess of a ramble can end now. I am going to start Tetris Forever. Metal Gear Solid 2 will be soon. And, yeah, that's kind of all there is to say. You went through so much adventure, got into a cult and left, maybe coming back, but anyway, wait, what? Karma, don't go back into the cult if you've gotten out of it. Are you okay? Karma story time. Alright. Alright, let's just stop the music here. Yee? What do you mean, yee? Alright, whatever. Man. 9 days away really messes you up. You really lose your edge, huh? Alright. Let's get started.